Hello, Geek Cast Joe here. As we record today, June 13th, no doubt our listeners have heard about this freaking thing. Over the weekend, a gay club in Orlando, Florida was attacked by a terrorist. Now, we here at this freaking show don't like to get into politics, so I don't want to talk about gun control or terrorism, or anything that our talking heads, politicians, or weird great uncles have posted about on Facebook. What I'd like to do instead is read a list of the victims' names with solemnity and respect. After each name, there will be a second of silence during which I encourage you to send kind thoughts or prayers for those affected by the attacks, those killed or injured, and those left behind. Edward Sotomayor Jr. Stanley Almodovar III. Luis Omar Ocasio Capo. Juan Ramon Guerrero. Kimberly Morris. Luis S. Vielma. Eddie Jamaldroy Justice. Amanda Alvear. Enrique L. Rios Jr. John Carlos Mendez Perez. Christopher Andrew Linonen. Jonathan Antonio Camoy Vega. Javier Jorge Reyes. Luis Daniel Wilson Leon. Tevin Eugene Crosby. Peter Gonzalez Cruz. Daryl Roman Burt II. Deonka Deidra Drayton. Alejandro Barrios Martinez. Anthony Luis Laureano Diesla. Frankie Jimmy DeJesus Velasquez. Martin Benitez Torres. Mercedes Marisol Flores. Xavier Emmanuel Serrano Rosado. Gilberto Ramon Silva Menendez. Simon Adrian Carrillo Fernandez. Oscar Aracena Montero. Miguel Angel Honorato. Joel Rayon Paniagua. Jason Benjamin Jehoshaphat. Corey James Connell. Juan Riviera Velasquez. Luis Daniel Conde. Shane Evan Tomlinson. Juan Chavez Martinez. Eric Ivan Ortiz Rivera. Gerald Arthur Wright. Leroy Valentin Fernandez. John C. Nieves Rodriguez. Rodolfo Ayala. Brenda Lee Marquez McCool. Ilmari Rodriguez Sullivan. Christopher Andrew Linonen. Angel L. Candelario Padro. Frank Hernandez. Paul Terrell Henry. Antonio Davin Brown. Christopher Joseph Sanfeliz. And Akira Murray. Thank you. Admittedly, thoughts and prayers don't accomplish much without actions to back them. I, personally, encourage each of our listeners to call their congresspeople and ask that your representatives advocate for whatever policies you personally believe in. The best way to change politics is to get involved. In the meantime, let your LGBTQ friends and relatives know you care. Donate blood and or follow the links in the show notes to send your support to Orlando. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to another episode of This Freakin' Show, the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. I am your host, Travesty, and alongside me, like always,
Awkward Colin.
And Geek Cast Joe.
And for the first time, this show is brought to you by Fire Pit Bar and Grill. The new, right?
Sorry, I was excited.
Right? I know we got a sponsor, right?
I know, it's huge.
Just give you a quick heads up on what Fire Pit Bar and Grill is. It is a kind of like a barbecue restaurant bar that opened up in my hometown. Um, if you ever feel the need to wander through Peartown, Illinois, like I'm sure no one on this, none of our viewers know where that is, except for like maybe the few select around us. Um, Stop in there. They got burgers, they got briskets, they got different sandwiches. They have signature sandwiches. They created their own. They have signature drinks that they created themselves. I know one of the great things that we love doing, me and Con, especially going doing the what's it called, the campfire shot.
Yes.
Oh, the
Uh,
campfire shot.
I know Joey's
You
had
had one with us.
I did. It was
Yeah.
delicious.
Yes, it was.
They won't tell you what's in it, which is okay. But I will tell you they set it on fire. First time outside the city, I've actually seen a drink set on fire in a local bar, so that's pretty cool. They try to do different things. They try to change up the menu. They play local bands almost on a weekly basis. Like the band that we're gonna promote tonight, but I'll get to that in a little bit. I still want to talk about Fire Pit. They have crab leg, all you can eat crab legs. Once in a while, at least once a month, they do that. They do pork chops once a month. They do ribs once a month. They have so many lunch specials and everything, dinner specials, drink specials. It's just a fun time. So if you ever get a chance, you're in the Peartown, Illinois area, stop over Fire Pit Bar and Grill. Have a drink, have a brisket, if you will. Um, I don't know.
They also try to have live music going.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Not every all the time.
not all the time. They try.
Like
They're
once a
trying to
month?
like two or three times. So far this summer they tried doing it. A couple of times they've had like fire dancers, so that was pretty cool. And once in a while they do like during the week they'll have like a median come in. They'll do like a median session.
Yeah, they have a psychic coming up.
Yeah, they have a site coming up. I think next week actually.
Is
Uh,
it?
yeah. They have an entire list of events that they have going on where it comes from like either painting, psychic readings, live bands, all you can eat meals and stuff like that. And you can find all these specials on their Facebook page just by searching facebook.com/firepitbar. I know the owner. The owner is amazing. She is an incredible person, and her what's it called? Her what's no word for employees? What's a good word for employees?
Her staff?
Her staff, so friendly, so nice. It is the only bar in town that has outside seating, so you can enjoy the weather. And when it gets a little chilly outside, they have a fire pit right there that they can just light up for you. It's amazing. We actually gotta get like a pre-recorded like advertising for it, so it doesn't sound like I'm just trying to throw a bunch of stuff at once. But we'll work on that later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so like I mentioned with Fire Pit, they do have live music once in a while. I think they try at least every other week to have somebody. This past Saturday, Colin and I were actually at Fire Pit listening to my favorite local band, Ripley Street. Anybody like in the Eastern Indiana area, the Northwest Indiana area, Chicago area, so around this area, they're known. I know they play a lot in Valparaiso, I believe. They play a lot up north from me in like the Homewood. I think it's Homewood, Flossmoor areas. We're actually gonna promote their band today too, so we're gonna get to that in a little bit. Real quick, I just want to double check with you guys. You guys have anything new, exciting you want to share with anybody or the listeners?
Anything new in general?
Yeah, just anything new in your lives or anything in general. Anything you want to share?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, no, nothing. I know.
Not much.
Not much.
No.
Cool. I'm gonna continue talking then. So that's awesome.
Perfect.
Just to give you an idea of what the show's going, how the show's going to be. We are going to continue with our segment of the Week Freak, or the Week Freakly, or as Geek Cast Joe likes to put it, what we're freaking on. And we're going to do that, but we're not going to do it at the end of the show. We're actually going to do that in a little bit here because we're going to take the last half of this show and we're going to dedicate that to a guest that's actually going to be here tonight that was unable to make it last week.
I'm so excited.
I'm really excited for that, and I'm hoping I'm not a liar right now. So, knock on wood and everything. But we will have a guest on tonight.
Super Kayce's going to become our Jimmy Kimmel's Matt Damon segment.
I have no idea what that means, so could you tell me what that is?
At the end of every show, Jimmy Kimmel, because somewhere at the beginning of his show, he ran out of time for Matt Damon. At the end of his show now, his sign off is, and we've run out of time for Matt Damon, so he's stuck backstage, and we're out of here. Good night. And now it's just going to happen. Every show we're going to have Super Kayce on, and we're just not. It's not going to work out.
Yeah, exactly. God, I would hope not, but I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah. Because I know, especially like when I talk, I keep going on and on and on. I know we gotta minimize time because I know it makes our editor happy when we stay within our time frame, and it keeps us making better shows in the future because we're not giving away everything right now, because we can carry it on to the following week. Where was I at? So we're doing the Freak Week. And here in a little bit, we're going to promote a Coops. Leave me the fuck alone, dog. I love it.
We are all about Coops at this show.
Yeah, Cooper's the mascot. This freaking Coops. Cooper's my dog. For those of you who didn't hear about him in a previous show. Yeah. So we're gonna do the Week Freak. We're going to promote a podcast. We're going to promote a band. We're going to do everything we normally do, but we're going to crunch it into the first 30 minutes so we can leave the last 30 minutes for our guest. For those of you who never got a chance to listen to last week's show, you have no idea who she is. You're going to be very surprised because from the information we found about her, she seems like an amazing person. She's more than just a cosplayer. She's, what's the word? I don't want. Is it humanitarian? Would that be a word? She does good things for good people.
Yeah.
She's humanitarian, and she's made like a career. I don't know. She'll explain it better because I honestly don't know her. I'm not her biographer, so I read information I found online, and Colin looked up fucking the wrong Super Kayce.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do what I did.
Yeah, but she spelled Kayce right, Kayce.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to run that over in my head and make sure it wasn't wrong.
Yeah, right. Yeah, spell it wrong. He started pulling up the wrong bio. I was like, so what is this gang? No, not you. Wrong case. Nah, I'm kidding. What's there? And yeah. So real quick, we'll just get into the Geek Weekly or the Freak Weekly. The Freak. I forgot what we called it right. The Week Freak.
Week Freak.
Yeah, I think I went Geek Weekly there, didn't I?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I just did, right? Well, it's not my fault. I mean, I literally just finished listening to Geek Cast live on my way home from work today.
Oh wow.
So yeah, the one with Kevin on it.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah. I like how he was introduced in the beginning, like when Ryan's like, was it Nico's travel buddy, GCR's dad, Cartoon Joe's uncle, and Rob Base's boss. He literally is the center of all you host.
Yep.
And he is a funny man.
Yep. I love him as a guest. He's one of my absolute favorites on that show.
Yeah. So I just got done, and Geek Weekly stuck in my head, but no, we're doing Freak Weekly because this is the freaking show. And Colin, why don't you start us off? What is your week freak on?
My week freak is E3. E3's happening this weekend for you guys or this week, I should say. For you guys that don't know, it's Electronics Entertainment Expo. It's where all your big studios and console creators announce new games, consoles, what's happening, and what's coming up. Currently, the press conferences are going on. Actually, right now is the last press conference for the event. but then the next couple days are the actual like convention for it, where you can go in and try all the video games and that have been announced. Um, it's draws huge numbers. It's very something I look forward to every single year, just because there's new stuff coming out for a hobby that I absolutely love. So
Yeah, I hear there's some cool things. I saw that new Xbox
there's
One S or
actually
whatever.
there's two consoles coming out for Microsoft
Oh,
um,
seriously? I didn't know there
later
were
this
two.
year. Later this year will be the Xbox One S, which is the slimmer version of the Xbox One. They did that, I believe, so with the Xbox 360. I don't remember it, but that's because I have PlayStation. But they did it with PlayStation 3 as well. They actually released three versions of PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
Because
there
you
was
had
an insane number of PlayStation 3s.
yeah, you had the original PlayStation 3 that was like chrome. It had the chrome and it was shiny and all that, and it was a beast. Then they created another
Gutted it.
one. What's that?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking later on.
Yeah.
Didn't they like immediately gut it so that it was cheaper so people could actually afford it?
Uh, I don't remember that. Originally, when it was released, it was backwards compatible,
Right.
but they
That's what I was
claimed that
thinking.
it was too hard to maintain, and so they got rid of it. But they also had the, I believe it was just a PS3 Slim,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is just a smaller version of it. It was all matte black. Um, I actually have that uh, version of it, and the disc slides in automatically in that. Then they released another version, like the PS3 Super Slim, where it actually had a disc tray that you open up and you actually pop the disc in, like the original PlayStation.
Right, right.
So,
Huh.
but yeah, and Xbox, like I said, they're making a slimmer version coming out later this year, and then next year they announced Project Scorpio, which is going to be like a third rendition of the Xbox One.
Gotcha.
And I believe it's going to be geared towards being able to run all your virtual reality stuff. So
Ah,
yeah, it's a
fantastic.
great event. I love watching it. Um, and some like the trailers they show just kind of blow you away on some of these games. So, but
Sweet.
yeah. Oh, what about you, Joe?
I am a bit of an Apple geek, and so I watched the WWDC, which is the Worldwide Developers Conference, keynote speech today, which was a 2-hour waste of time. But the
Yeah.
most interesting thing that came out of it was they finally put an app on your iPad this fall that will teach you how to write their programming code for free.
Yeah. Swift Playgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So previously, there was all of the apps that you could use to learn Swift were third-party apps that cost like $9.99 a month subscription fee to be able to use. So you're talking like $120 a year to learn this supposedly super simple programming language,
Yeah.
which it actually is really simple. And like having learned like C and C plus and stuff, this is so much easier. But still, like it's nice to be able to actually do this for free and for fun
Yeah.
on my iPad.
Um now being like the basics and just beginning, and then like they even mentioned they're gearing it more towards kids,
Mm-hmm.
because they want to get, because everybody wants to get kids into coding now.
Right.
um I
It's
have
the
different
thing to
thoughts on
do.
that, but that's personal. So um yeah, so I caught a little bit of that today too as well, just the end of it. But
Yeah, it was. Ugh, it was just brutal to watch. You know, like maybe
some
if
of
I
the stuff
owned.
they announced was just weird, like
Yeah.
the emoji stuff.
Yeah, like why do I need my emoji to be 3 times bigger? Like I don't even use emoji that much, but whatever. You know, I think what it is they're trying to really highly appeal to the consumer base in Asia that is expanding much more rapidly than the American base is.
Yeah.
So, like I get why they're doing things, and I hope, you know, for their livelihood's sakes that the
Yeah.
shareholders see that too. But it was a very boring event,
Yeah.
all things considered.
Yeah.
So even as a person who just gets really hyped up for these things, like, God, horrible.
I know what they had if you hold down the emoji icon after you text something, like if you
Uh
type
huh.
something like I want pizza and you hold down the emoji, it will highlight the word pizza and you can click on that and it will automatically change your word to an emoji of pizza.
Yep. Yep.
That was really funny.
14-year-old high school girls rejoice.
Yeah.
You still have to type pizza,
Yeah.
but now you don't have to search for the emoji
Yeah.
key.
They definitely showed some. I mean, granted, they definitely did show the stupid stuff like that, but I found some of the other stuff they're doing with the
Mm-hmm.
messaging app pretty cool. Not that
Yeah,
I'll ever
yeah.
use it, but
Right. So yeah,
what
I'm looking at that and
now?
looking at my phone whose battery just sucks. And like that new messaging stuff will literally like if I try to do any of it, my phone will just shut off.
Well, like one feature that caught my eye was like if you send a link, it will show the artwork or art for it.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
So, or
So
like
yeah,
I
there
guess a
were
video link too. It will actually you can play the video straight through your messaging app.
right.
If I understood that correctly.
I think that's the case, or at least a preview of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's actually there were a lot of huge improvements to very small, inconsequential, and unimportant things.
Yeah.
So it's actually, I mean, they're like if I'm actually geeking out about it, it's actually very, very cool. Like or freaking out about it, I guess. Sorry, wrong show. It actually is very cool. But like if you're just your regular average consumer, it's not that exciting, and I could see why you would be very bored about it. So
Yeah. I mean, I a text message is a text message. I mean, like what I saw was a lot of the text messaging stuff.
Mhm.
Gimmicks
Yeah.
to me, just gimmicks. One thing I did find cool that they previewed was uh, like group ordering food. If you saw that,
Yeah, that was cool too.
that was actually pretty cool. They just say we all have Apple phones, and then this is for Travis because I know he didn't watch it. We all have Apple phones. Then we all want to get food together. So we're like, say we're in an office. Joe could start placing an order, like a group order, and just send us the link, and then we could click on that and add our food to food to the order, and it will like show us by our names of I ordered what, you ordered what,
Mm-hmm.
and they could just place it as an order. And
Right.
it was hilarious because if you saw what he did at the end, he's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, I'm gonna make it 5,000 for everybody." The total came out to $43,000.
Which was ridiculous.
I was like, "That's amazing,"
Oh,
but that's
yeah.
what 5,000
And
thing.
also, I love the some of the things. Cred Federighi is probably the most interesting presenter that they have, and he did one thing in the messages app that he was showing was like, yeah, so you can just you can just open up your camera and it'll show you what you're looking at, and apparently this is what marketing thinks your phone is looking at. Not sure
Yeah,
what's up with
that
that.
was hilarious.
And then you can look at pictures of your family, which is this is very much not these pictures don't go together. Like this is not one family, I don't think. But okay, whatever.
That was funny. When they started talking about it, like to demo it,
Mm-hmm.
and the lady said, "Oh, I'm talking to my sister right now, and I want to send a smiley face." So
Yeah.
she holds it down and pops up the smiley face. Asks the guy next to her, "What smiley face should I use?" And he goes, "Oh, you should use the upside down one." She goes, "No, I'm gonna pick this one."
Oh, all right, Bethany. You do you.
Right? That was
That cracked me
hilarious.
up. Oh, yeah. So it was. I mean, it was. I didn't not enjoy it, but at the same time, like trying to look at it from the average person's point of view, it was horrible.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it was good. There was lots of stuff that I'm excited about. So, Travis, how about you, man?
I have no idea what the fuck we're doing.
You're telling us you're freak. What you're freaking on?
Oh god, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Holy shit, you people!
I'm sorry, we got caught
Fall
in
asleep?
conversation.
I don't know what I can't. I honestly, I don't even know what the last 10 minutes. I don't even know. I don't know. I was just looking at the dog in the hallway. Holy shit! You guys could have gone on forever about that, huh?
Yeah, probably.
All right, we get this done because we are now 2 minutes past our guest. I started watching on Netflix, Breaking the Magician's Code: Magic's Biggest Secrets Finally Revealed. Basically, it's a show that Fox came out with like 20 years ago, showing how these old magic tricks were performed. There's like 18 episodes. I got into like 4 of them, which are the 4 original ones I watched on TV. So now I got like the other like 14. So I'm excited to see that. I've always been like a magic fan. I'm a fan of like magicians and shit like that. So it's fun to watch this. So I'm excited to take the rest of the week to learn to see the rest of them. Just can't do it when Colin's around because Colin doesn't want to know the secrets.
Yeah, it's ruined. It ruins the fun of the magic.
Yeah, but Colin, you understand? I mean, you do know. I mean, like they're not real to begin with.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, it's fun to see how they're done.
Yeah, I mean, I watched some of them, and they were
Yeah,
interesting.
right? And they're all like, how did they do it? And then they see it. A lot of it have to do, and spoiler for you people who believe in magic, a lot of it has to do with people who are very limber. And
Yeah.
very, like, I mean, like,
It
when
can
you
fit
watch,
very
like, most
small
of them.
holes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what she said. Anyways, so that's what my week freak's going to be, is I'm going to spend a lot of time catching up on that and getting that done. They're like 45-minute episodes.
That was
A lot of
the
fun.
Magicians? Is that?
Yeah,
What you
Breaking
said?
the Magician's Code. Magic's Biggest Secrets Finally Revealed.
Oh,
There's a
gotcha.
master magician
Nice.
on it, but he kind of reveals himself after the 4th episode because they probably assumed it was going to be the end of it, but they kept going with it. It's a magician of the name of Valentino. And he explains that the reason that he revealed him is like he didn't want to ruin magic. He wanted to show people the fun that magic brings so people could, challenge themselves to bring more of a magical show to like the audience and getting the audience and younger generations involved into it as well. So it's a good show. The host of it, the narrator, whatever, is pretty cool too. Colin said he's from X-Files. I know him from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, he's what's his name in Sons?
I can't remember his name in Sons, but he was the white supremacist.
He was part of he's racist. He was like, I don't want to say
The
Aryan
crackhead.
Brotherhood. He was a white
Oh.
supremacist.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he was.
I don't remember his name either, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So let's go ahead real quick, plug this podcast, and then we will bring on our guest finally, because
Sounds good.
she got a hold of me like 10 minutes ago saying ready when you are, and I was like, yeah, we are, and then 10 minutes of whatever just happened. So listen to the promo for this podcast. It's Superhero Speaks, weekly podcast, talk about comic books and related media. So give this promo a listen.
Superhero Speak promo, take 1. Get your promo done.
So do you read comic books? Do you enjoy comic book movies? Well, then you should be listening to Superhero Speak.
What's that, Dave?
It is a weekly podcast where we talk about comic book movies, TV shows, cartoons, and all other things comic book related.
That sounds great. Who hosts it?
Well, I host it.
Oh, I'm out.
We also have Ben. You're one of the hosts.
Oh, you lost me.
Okay. We also have John.
I'll do
Well,
anything for
okay.
money.
If John's there, I might show up every once in a while and listen.
And occasionally we have Christopher Walken.
Yeah, once in a while when things are rough on the budget, I might step in and help out.
It's a good thing we have that padding in the budget to have him show up every once
Yes.
in a while.
He shows up for Oreos and orange juice. So I don't know.
Have you seen his IMDb page? He needs to work really.
The Headless Horseman was a hell of a role. Hell of a role.
If you want a podcast that feels like the conversations that you have in your local comic book shop, then you should check us out on superheroespeak.com, iTunes, and Stitcher.
Podcasters, I'm going to have you redo that entire promo. It wasn't working for me at all.
It was the plaid and the stripes, wasn't it?
Listen, you had an hour at Mood. I don't know what you did with your time.
Mostly slingshotting bow ties.
So, Mr. Gunn, what is your favorite comic book?
Personally, I like The Adventures of Superman because I love that costume. It's so skin tight and it's adequately designed.
Have you ever heard of the ambiguously gay duo?
I have not.
I think you would enjoy them.
Oh, it sounds naughty. David, you rascal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so check out Superhero Speaks. It's a great podcast. It's a lot of fun. I get enjoyment out of it. Definitely a weekly listen for me. So we finally got our guest on. So I'm excited for that. I'm assuming that Joe
We're all
and Connor are
excited for
excited
that.
too. There we
I'm
go.
so excited.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Super Kayce.
Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
Yay! I'm
We
so
tried
excited.
to have you last week, but
You
issues
know,
came up.
it was just like a teaser. So now it's here. Now we're doing this thing. It's exciting.
Hey, that's
Perfect.
what's up.
Yeah. So, you just why don't you tell everyone kind of a little about who you are?
Okay, cool. So I am an Indianapolis-based cosplayer. I've been cosplaying since 2009. I primarily started out as like a superhero comic book cosplayer, and then I've dabbled now more into gender bending and anime cosplays. I do about 23 shows a year as a guest, and I currently have 55 costumes under my belt. So.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yep. So I kind of got into it right before the spike of costuming hit and have just enjoyed it ever since.
Yeah.
That's
So,
fantastic. It's got to be slightly easier now.
I mean, I like to challenge myself, so I do like to try to, pick things up. But yeah, I mean, like sewing a bodysuit, I can do that probably in about 30 minutes when it used to take me like 3 weeks to get it correct and like go through and hem everything. And now I can do that in like 30 minutes. But we have so many new products nowadays. When I first started, like, EVA foam has become a big thing, and Warblow, which is a thermoplastic, has become super big. So there's always new products to try.
Yeah. I mean, gotta have it in some of those elaborate costumes.
Oh, yeah.
But
So,
you were Scarecrow?
Yeah, I just debuted female Scarecrow I did more of a twist on the Arkham Knight games, so I did a little bit creepier version. I had the fear injector instead of going comic booky, where when he's in the comic books, he looks primarily like a true Scarecrow that you just put up in a cornfield.
Yeah.
Right.
I liked the Arkham version. He looked cool in that game.
I agree. He looked scary, and that's how he should look.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially when he's trying to give nightmares, so...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, instead of being a scarecrow for birds, he's literally a scarecrow for Gotham, so he should definitely scare people. So I really liked that take on. I enjoy those games immensely, so I was like, oh, I'm going to try to do something a little bit scarier, because I haven't done that before.
Yeah.
So, what got you first started in cosplaying?
So I have always been a comic book reader. I started reading comic books when I was 8. And I've always been kind of just a nerd and a geek and just been a comic book reader. And in 2009, I heard about this thing called the Superman Celebration. And I was like, oh, wow, this is a whole festival based around Superman. This is the coolest thing I've ever heard of in my entire freaking life. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go. And I started researching it a little bit, and I saw people, like, dressed up, and I was like, this is unreal. Are you freaking kidding me? People dress up at these things? And I threw together, like, in a week, I threw together this, super, super crappy Supergirl costume, like, with a Supergirl shirt and, like, a skirt I bought off of Aeropostale and like tube stocks as my boots, and it was just like the crappiest costume ever, but I went and had an amazing time. And ever since, I've tried to hit as many conventions as I can, and I just try to hone my skill of doing what I can do.
That's fantastic.
It's not the super exciting story. It's okay.
No, I mean, it's way cooler than anything I've ever done at a con, so...
Well, I mean, podcasting is pretty cool. Boom. There you go.
We try.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, we should do that sometime. That podcasting thing.
Do what?
That podcasting thing. We should try that sometime.
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Super Kayce, you just said it's really cool, so it must be.
I'm going to make t-shirts for you guys that say podcasting guys are cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like it's rough for a podcast when the guest is more energetic than the host of the show themselves.
Sorry, I'm at a level of a starfire right now. I should probably bring it down to a raven, maybe. I'm thinking.
Hey,
no, keep your excitement. Yeah, keep your excitement. Absolutely.
Yeah, you do.
So then,
follow your star.
So now you said you have what, over 50 costumes now that you've created?
Mm-hmm. So I just debuted Bizarro, Supergirl, and Scarecrow, and they were my 53rd and 54th costume.
Okay.
All right.
I keep a fancy Excel sheet on my phone. Got to keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
So with all these conventions and everything, on average, how many costumes do you wear to these shows? Is it just like a different one every day, or do you switch out during the day?
I don't typically. Now there are costumers who will take like 6 for a weekend, and they'll do 2 costumes each day. I don't do that because A, it's a lot to travel with, and B, it's hard to it's hard to express to a show, I'm going to leave my table for 2 hours to get unchanged and rechanged when they want me there interacting with the people who are coming to see me. So I take 1 costume each day, and then I take an easy backup costume just in case something was to go wrong. So say if I'm doing Bizarro, Supergirl, and Scarecrow, and Dawnstar with the big wings, say I'm doing those 3 characters, I would also take Ash, which is a very simple costume, just in case something was to go wrong. But typically I'll do 3 costumes in a weekend.
Okay. So do you ever just double back and reuse a costume, or does it seem like every time you go out it's a brand new one?
Oh, I try to use many. After putting all the time into a costume, I'll probably wear that costume for so Astrid, I debuted at Wizard World Indianapolis last year, so it's been over it's been over a year and a half since I've debuted that costume, and I've worn that costume about 10 times. So I like to debut new things. Definitely if I'm doing it with someone. I do a lot of duo cosplays with Night Mage, who's a very popular male cosplayer. We do a lot of duo cosplays. And we try to debut something new at every show we're at together. But that's just kind of a unique circumstance. And so I always love to wear the costumes that I've put all the time into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually I follow Night Mage. It's a mage. I don't want to say like it's mage.
Yep, mage.
Mage. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I found Night Mage on Facebook, and actually we have a picture on our website. I believe he was Vision. I'm actually looking up real quick.
Oh yeah, we did Vision and Scarlet Witch at C2E2.
Yeah, exactly. He seemed like a cool guy. Didn't get a lot of time to talk with him, but looking at his costumes, I mean, he looks like he really gets into it too, which is awesome. Colin says I need to try that myself, but I'm not really I don't know if I can ever create my own costume. I don't think I'm that artsy. Plus, being a big guy I am, I really don't know who I could really go as, you know?
I think that's such a common misconception about the cosplay community, is that you have to kind of be like this size 0 girl or the super jacked dude, when in reality everybody can cosplay anything. The geek community is so welcoming, that you could really cosplay anything. And if you don't know how to make it, you can always commission it from people who are actually doing this as a job. You know, it's nice to kind of be like, you know, you tip your waitresses and things like that. So if you can't do something, there's always someone out there who's like, hey, I do this for my living, so I can help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I guess from my perception, like you always want to try to recreate a character that you closely resemble. Like I can see like maybe myself, I was to dress up, I would go as like Hagrid from Harry Potter more so than Squirrel Girl.
Dude, I would love to see him as Squirrel
You can do
Girl.
your own take on Squirrel Girl and be Squirrel Guy.
Yeah.
Boom. Schooled. Just kidding.
That would be so awesome. You should do that, Travis.
Yeah,
a big old fluffy tail. You could do it.
I think he'd make a lovely squirrel.
He would eat all the nuts.
Yes.
Sorry, we were talking about squirrels. We have to throw a nut joke in there.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Me and Colin, huge fan of squirrels. Definitely squirrel guy.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have 2 outside of the house. It's Atticus and Finch.
Yeah, they just kind of sit there all day. It's perfect.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, Colin's actually disappointed because when we went to Indie PopCon, we were only there for the one day. On Saturday, we drove down. We live up by Chicago, so we drove down like in the morning, and we left that night. And then we found out that you actually dressed as Squirrel Girl for Sunday.
Yep, for Indiana Comic Con. Yeah, I did. Squirrel. Well, so we did the Pokemon game show on Saturday, and I tried to do Ash for that because it's like just kind of cool to walk in and see Ash and Misty doing the game show. And then I always want to wear something awesome for the cosplay contest because, you know, you can't really be judging other people and not look awesome yourself. So I switched into Mega Man, which I can't really travel with, so it was nice to have it at a local con.
Yeah. And Mega Man is definitely one of my favorite characters.
Woo! Yeah, me too.
So you say local con is in Indianapolis being local to you. What's the farthest con that you actually went to?
So far, I've gone to Rocky Mountain Comic Con, which is out in Denver. That's the furthest from me so far.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. Yeah, Indy's my farthest.
Oh, really?
I've only been to 2. I'm just now getting into this lifestyle. Like I feel bad that I've missed all this. Because I was telling Colin, like the whole reason I wanted to go to C2E2 this year is because I wanted to meet cosplayers. I wanted to see the people like dressing up, wearing the costumes and everything, because it seems like so much fun that I never see myself being a part of, but at least enjoying. You know, I mean, because from when we met you at C2E2 and you said you had a Facebook page, and I looked and like you have so many costumes. Looks like you put like so much time into. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's commitment. I mean, like. It's an amazing thing, and it was more fun for me to talk with you guys and meet you guys than it was walking around seeing the games and the comics and the famous people who are signing autographs and getting pictures and everything. I had more fun meeting you guys and talking to you guys at that than anything else.
And I think that's a common thing too. I think that shows sometimes when a show owner might forget that cosplayers are a big reason that, people come out to a show. You want to see the cosplayers, you want to see the cosplay competition. People want to know how to do this, so they attend the costuming panels. They, their kids want their picture with their favorite, Disney princess, and so you might bring your kids out on Sunday. It's a lot of those reasons are for us costumers, and we bring an entertainment, I'll say, that it's a free entertainment for a show, basically, because we're just walking around having a good time. I mean, at C2E2, I wasn't there as a guest, but I dressed up all 3 days and hung out and had a good time, and it's just part of the fun of the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when we were at Indie Comic Con, we saw you had a booth and everything there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's a whole different ballgame, man. When you have a booth, it's a whole different ballgame, because you're like working and running around and hosting panels and judging the costume contests, and I'm in costume. Like when I do a Wizard World show on Saturdays, I'm in costume for about 12 and a half hours.
Wow.
So
that's like crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be a hard thing for me, because I sweat wearing a ball cap inside. So I can imagine wearing like a costume all day. So
It's not too bad. Now, if you do something like the Superman celebration, which is outside, on Saturday of the Superman celebration, it was 96 degrees out. So I was in Bizarro Supergirl for exactly 46 minutes. When in, at a Wizard World show, I could wear that for probably, or Indiana Comic Con or something like that, I could wear a costume for 8 to 12 hours, but it's just a little different. I think you kind of get used to it, and we always say that you have to be able to put up with a little bit of uncomfortability with cosplaying to be able to do it properly, because you have to wear boots and heels and contacts, and just you don't have to, but it's just what I do anyways.
Gotcha. Were you gonna say something, Colin?
I was just gonna say, I mean, when we were there, we saw all the cosplayers over there, and I'd imagine having the booth, your time is restricted from walking around the convention, but I'd imagine you do have a good free amount of time to do that too, right?
I mean, I guess as a guest, you can always go do that. I feel, a sense of responsibility when I'm being brought out to a show. So when a show tells me that their show floor hours are 10 to 7 on a Saturday, I'm usually there at my booth every second, every minute, unless I'm doing something for the show. Now, I might get to walk around a few hours on Saturday or on Sunday in the evening or something, but it just depends on the show, and it depends on the atmosphere, because in reality, when a show brings me on to be a cosplay guest, they are wanting their fans to want to come and meet me. So they can't really meet me if I'm not where they tell them I'm going to be.
Yeah.
So but that's kind of my sense of responsibility. That's who I am as a cosplayer. There's definitely a lot of cosplayers out there who definitely walk around and try to interact with fans that way. I find a harder time to meet with people and be available for people if I'm walking around spending a bunch of money.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So when you're at these conventions and you're dressed up and you are this, Robin, Mega Man, are you just kind of focused on just being I am Super Kayce dressed as this character, or are you that character? Do you really get into your character?
Technically speaking, that's the difference between costuming and cosplaying. So cosplaying, by definition, is cosplay plus play. So it's where a person who is in costume, focuses on being that character. So a Disney princess at Disney, they're performing, they're being that character. That would be cosplaying. I will tell you that I'm a costumer because I don't have I'm very crafty and I do a lot of cool things, but I cannot act to save my life. I could not pretend to be Mega Man to save my life in a second. I felt like Scarecrow was really fun because I didn't really have to do anything, and I was kind of cosplaying because I don't need to talk because like the mask is over my face, and I got to be creepy, and that was kind of fun and different. But if I'm out as Ash or I'm out as like Mega Man or Squirrel Girl, I'm just kind of me in a costume, and I think that's totally okay.
Oh yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. So, do you ever, as being, I guess, a costumer then, and having like these skill sets now of creating these costumes, has anyone ever come up to you and asked you to create a costume for them or anything like that, or?
All the time. Like if I don't get asked a few times during a show if I could do a commission or make something for them, it would be a weird show for me. I don't take commissions because creating something by somebody's body measurements is like a whole different skill set. To be able to take somebody's numbers and build a whole costume off of their numbers alone, that's crazy. And people who do that are super talented. I unfortunately cannot do that. I do make stuff for my friends, like if they're here and local and they can come over and like sit while I pin stuff on them, but that's about as far as I can go.
Well, speaking of friends, like, I mean, I'm assuming like maybe like you kind of live in the same area you grew up in.
Yeah, I live about an hour or so away from where I grew up.
Okay, so now with like the friends that you grew up with, like, do they get involved in this too, or is this kind of like your own thing?
So a little bit of both. Like, obviously I have high school friends that I've never talked to after high school who follow me on my Facebook, and they think it's the coolest thing ever because we're from a small town with one light. But I also have friends who live closer to me who do this as well. Like, I've gotten my sister cosplays with me. She has her own Instagram. We do a lot of duo cosplays together. Let's see. I have 2 high school friends who were very nerdy in high school, and they've gotten into cosplaying with me. One of them has been cosplaying with me since 2010. So it is very addicting, and it's very like, when I'm around and I'm having so much fun in this hobby, it's hard not to be like, okay, I want to do that too. I want that feeling too. But I feel like that's any hobby. You know, if you're super into Rocket League, because that's what's on my TV right now. If you're super into Rocket League and you're like, oh my gosh, I love Rocket League, your passion for that is going to come off, and somebody's going to be like, okay, well, I'll go buy that game and try to play it too. So my sister cosplays with me. That's the closest to me that cosplays.
Okay. When you're going to these conventions and everything, I'm assuming that every convention you go to does have some kind of a costume contest and everything at it. Is your main focus at these conventions to do those contests, or just to get out there and get your name more, get out there meeting people, I guess?
Oh, so nowadays I'm gonna say it's the second one. It's gonna be where I'm more out building my brand. I'm more focused on getting good pictures for my social media. I'm out there trying to just broaden my quote-unquote career as a cosplayer. In the beginning, though, I competed in so many costume contests. I applied for so many online contests, and that's all because, like, I wasn't doing anything else. I was going to these cons and I was having a good time, and then I would compete. Nowadays, when I'm going to the cons, I'm doing other things, maybe for the con itself or for myself. Or if I'm just going to have a good time, like I did with this past Superman celebration, I just go and I say no work. I'm literally just going to sit here and eat a tire pizza because that's what I'm going to do. But, I mean, as a beginning cosplayer, I mean, you wouldn't take me serious as a veteran cosplayer right now. Like, you would not take me serious if I was judging your contest if I had not won my own awards. So since I was competing so much as a younger cosplayer, now I can be taken more seriously as a quote-unquote older cosplayer.
Yeah. Which kind of makes sense. Because it shows that you have experience, especially if you won stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
Well, what
no.
was your first award that you won?
Actually, it was at my very first Superman celebration. That crappy, like, stupid cosplay, or that stupid Supergirl costume I made together. I got on stage and I was so freaking happy about being on stage in that costume that I made all by myself with hot glue and like tube socks. I won fan favorite that year, so I must have done something right when I got up there and they saw my stupid costume.
Yeah.
No, I won fan favorite. The actual first award, a real award I won, was at Derby City Con, and I won first place in the group category with 2 of my friends as JSA members.
JSA?
Yep, Justice Society of America.
Okay.
Boom. Roast. Just kidding.
Knowledge drop on you.
I'm on this like kick of being like, oh, I just said something. Boom, roasted.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, what you need to do is that when you go to these conventions, carry around like a rubber or a plastic mic, so as soon as you say something, you just drop it and walk away.
Yeah.
We need to have more than one.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
We gotta have more than one because as soon as you drop it, you can't go back and pick it up.
That's right. I have thought about when I do Squirrel Girl costumes, taking a bunch of like itty bitty little squirrels and putting them all over my table so it looks like squirrels are attacking my table. Like, so if you come up and you like do something, there's all these squirrels everywhere, and it might freak people out, but it will make me laugh a lot.
That'd be awesome.
Or throw nuts at them, like, take it.
So, I'm assuming, like anyone else who's like getting involved in like a hobby or an activity or anything, they always have somebody kind of look up to or kind of aspire to be. Is there somebody like that when you started out, like a cosplayer that is like more well known that you kind of looked at, like, you know, I want to be someone like them, or want to get to their level?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, like you said, I think that's everybody. And I still look up to her now. There's a cosplayer called Belle Cher, and it's BELLECHERE, so Belle Cher. And she's incredible. I got to meet her at the Denver con I went to, and she lived up to everything that I could have imagined. She is a not super small petite cosplayer. She's not a boob model, as some people would say. She makes everything handmade. She has the most incredible attention to detail, and she gives no, I guess I shouldn't curse. She gives no poop about anybody. She really just does not care. She does her thing because that's what she enjoys. She loves the characters, and she builds these costumes, and she builds them around her frame, which is gorgeous. She's an incredible person. And she just is wonderful. And I did get to meet her last year, and it was everything I could have hoped for and more.
Wow, well, that's cool. So, I do have a question, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. It's totally fine. It's just me being me at this point. I've noticed that the 2 conventions I've been at, a lot of the cosplayers, especially the female ones, seem to have like their costumes designed for more sex appeal.
Yeah.
I mean, is that true, or am I just kind of like thinking too much into it?
I'll tell you that as soon as I said boob model and you started your question, I was like, oh, I know exactly where this is going.
Yeah, can I explain this? Because I always thought, like, before I went to the convention and everything, I thought it was really just a lot of girls who just kind of wanted to show themselves off and everything. And now I kind of realized after going to it, it's more than that. But just for like my peace of mind, like, was I definitely wrong? As in, there are people there who aren't just showing their bodies off, it's just how they design their costumes, or is the majority of it just girls kind of flaunting what they have?
So I will tell you that I'm gonna try to watch what I say because this is a controversial topic right now. Since I don't know how much you guys know about the cosplaying community, but recently not San Diego, sorry, Santa Fe Comic Con, which is a decent sized comic convention, they've just recently come out saying that they don't appreciate cosplayers and how cosplayers come out as like guests and how girls are boob models, quote unquote. So I will say that I think that there are a lot of cosplay women out there who know what they have and they work towards it 100%. So we do get a lot of people like Jessica Negri, and I will not talk bad about her because she, at Indiana Comic Con, she was the busiest person in the entire building, 100%. She worked her ass off. But she knows obviously what she has, and she plays to that gimmick. Gimmick isn't a bad thing, but she knows that she is a blonde-haired, big-boobed, doe-eyed white girl, to be honest, and she plays to that. So she does a lot of costumes with a ton of cleavage. She does a lot of costumes where she's wearing panties, and that kind of is what she does. And I think that that is becoming more regular in the cosplay community. And it's a very mixed field of who likes it and who doesn't. I've had cons reach out to me personally who say, I want you at my show because you're family friendly. Dad and little Sally can come to the show and you could talk to both of them and appeal to both of them. But there's also the shows who specifically bring out those cosplayers who show off nothing but skin.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with either of them. If you have it, I guess flaunt it. I think that there's just a time and place for it. So yes,
Yeah.
you're correct. You are definitely seeing the trend correctly. I just have to watch what I say about it because it's such a big issue right now. I just actually did this on my own. I have a cosplay podcast, and we just talked about this because it's a bigger trend nowadays than it used to be.
Yeah, because I remember being at C2E2, and it was I think it was right before we were going in, I think maybe the first time, because I know we kept going in and out for some reason. But it was a girl, no idea what she was dressed like, had no idea what kind of superhero, whatever she was trying to dress as, but she looked like she had nothing on. Colin, do you remember who I'm talking about? Vaguely, maybe.
I remember. We're at C2E2.
Yeah, the C2E2. I think we're going down the stairs, kind of check out all the air stuff, and she was right in front of us. And I asked you what she was dressed as, and you said you didn't remember because literally she had nothing on.
Yeah, I don't remember.
All right. Okay. I remember. But that's what I was kind of confused about because C2E2 seemed to have a lot of obviously people our age as adults, but a lot of kids, and it didn't seem to me like the way she was dressed seemed appropriate for that kind of convention. But at the same time, that was my very first convention. I don't know if there's a dress code where someone says, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're not wearing a proper attire to be here," or not.
Unfortunately, there's not. So you do get a lot of people who do. And I think when the costume calls for it, it's fine. If you were doing, say you were doing Merlin from Seven Deadly Sins, which is a newer anime, or you were doing Psylocke from the Marvel Universe, that's going to be a lot of skin. Psylocke in the comic book wears a thong leotard, so it is up her bum. So if you're wearing that costume, you are accurate, and the con is not going to say anything to you. But say you're doing Mega Man, and you go in a blue bra and blue panties, and you have a Mega Man helmet on, now you're just taking it to the other extreme. But guess what? The con is still not going to say anything to you. Because cosplaying is so open. I mean, everybody can cosplay and everybody can do whatever they want. So people can take it to both extremes.
Yeah. I mean, when we were at C2E2, we saw a guy walking around in nothing but boxers. I mean, literally nothing but boxers.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a little weird, but no idea.
There was a guy in nothing but boxers there?
Yeah, remember that we mentioned because he didn't even have shoes on?
Were they nude boxers?
No.
Okay.
No,
I was
they
trying to figure
No,
out if I
not
knew what he was
boxers.
cosplaying.
I really don't remember that.
Yeah, I think he had horns, maybe.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Vaguely. Yeah, I think vaguely I remember that now. I think that guy just got drunk.
He lost his
I
way.
mean, that's
I-
also something
Chicago,
else.
it happens.
I think I remember that now, yeah. So, Kayce, what is your next show you're going to be at?
Let me think. Hold on a second. The next show that I am participating part of is Comic Con, which is in Iowa. And I'm a guest for that show. It's my first year doing that show. And I can get you dates. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, take your time. Yeah, we're in no
So
rush.
that's July 8th, 9th, and 10th, and that's the next one that I'm officially participating part of. I'll be attending a local show here this weekend in Indianapolis, but I'm not really participating part of it.
Okay.
Oh, is that Indie PopCon?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Colin were supposed to make it out there this weekend. Unfortunately, we cannot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
boo.
Yeah.
Well, I really wanted to go because I'm a huge wrestling fan, and they're actually having professional wrestling at the show. So that was my excitement. That was going to be my excitement and everything, but work gets in the way of everything, and unfortunately, I gotta pay a mortgage. So
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of time to go and do those things. Most of the time, you have to take a Friday off, and then you have to travel, and you get back Sunday night, and you're exhausted, and then you try to take Monday off, and bad news bears.
Yeah. So I think the guy that I was talking about just in boxers was dressed as Vincent Brooks from Catherine.
Okay, I was gonna say that too.
So
are you googling half naked men with horns?
no, I looked boxers and horns anime.
That's not better.
Hey, it showed what I needed.
Boom.
Yeah.
See, I originally thought he might have been, if he was in nude boxers, he was doing Titan Eren from Attack on Titan, which is another anime, and I was like, oh yeah, I know what character that is, but
Yeah, that's a big growing show now.
Which one?
Attack on Titan.
oh yeah, we're about to get the second season, so it is pretty darn popular.
Yeah.
The voice actors, the English voice actors for that have done like every show, like they're booked every single weekend.
Yeah,
Wow.
I believe they're actually making a movie, like a live action.
I think that they already released that.
Okay.
But it's not in English. It's all in Japanese.
Yeah.
And it was released to like select theaters. I could be wrong, but I think I remember seeing
That
that.
sounds right to me.
Okay. Yeah.
But I know it's not in English. If it was released here, it's not in English yet.
Yeah. And I know they're coming up with games now too. So.
Mm-hmm.
But
It is pretty darn popular.
that is for sure.
Real quick, I wanted to talk to you about one more thing, and then
Yeah.
we may have to let you go.
Okay, cool.
I saw on your Wizard World profile, it talks about you do a lot of charitable events and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of explain to us like what you do at these events as far as charity? I see there's Superheroes Fighting Cancer, SOSI, and Superhero Reading.
Yeah, so charity work is really important to me. Especially like I've done Superheroes Fighting Cancer was just a one-time event that we did to raise money for a gentleman who his family could not pay for treatments. So we raised all of the money to get him through for all of his treatments. Same way with the Spinal Bifida Foundation that I've helped. I did that twice last year, and it was for a little girl who I met at one of my very first guest appearances, and her family was having a hard time paying for like she's in a walker, like she's not wheelchair bound yet, she's in a walker, and so they needed to add handicap accessible ramps to their house, which was astronomically expensive to do. And so what we did was we raised money for that. We also raised money for Night Mage and I have raised presents and money for underprivileged families who could not afford Christmas. Charity work is a completely different side of the cosplaying because it's 100% for someone else and you get to use your talents to help someone else. So it's incredible. I've done things for Make-A-Wish. Night Mage and I actually team up a lot because charity events are very hard on your soul. They're so rewarding, but they're very, very hard because you're seeing someone else who is having a tougher life. And so it's nice to have a friend to go out and do these things. And then it just, it's the biggest reward you can do with a craft like we have. So we actually have several events this year. We're doing a special needs camp, which is in Michigan, and I should have this information and I don't yet, but we are doing a camp up there as Casey Jones and April O'Neil from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this year. He raised money for the Flint, Michigan water issue, and he was able to take up like a whole U-Haul of clean water. Wow. We're doing True Dungeon with Crit Confirm at PopCon, which raises money for Make-A-Wish. We do all these things, and it's just because we have been given a skill that not everybody in the world has, and we try to give back with that skill.
Oh, that's
absolutely
an amazing thing. Yeah, we actually were part of a podcast marathon that another podcast was putting on. It was about a 24-hour marathon. Every hour they had different podcasts come on and do a segment. And we were actually we were lucky enough to be involved in something like that. It was for autism.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think we were on at like 3 a.m.
Something like that.
Yeah, truly committed. But that kind of experiences was fun, and I get what you're kind of saying. Like, I mean, obviously, from my opinion, it seems like your hobby, craft, expertise, and what you do is far more advanced than what we do. Because all I gotta do is wear a headset and ask other people questions. To where you're actually creating all these costumes, getting out there and getting involved in everything, which is an amazing thing. And if you ever do get the information, which I'm assuming you will, but if you get the information for that charity event you're talking about and want to send it to us, we'll put it up on our website and our social media accounts and everything, kind of help promote that for you.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I mean, honestly, even just sitting on on a headset talking to people, you're still taking your time to do that, and you're doing that in effort of helping someone else. So I think that's even incredible. I have seen lots of people doing the podcast thing for charity, and it's incredible that you guys have a talent as well of being able to be on air. Not everybody can talk in front, like, I know it's not live, but not everybody can talk in front of other people. So you guys do amazing work too.
Oh yeah, trust me. I mean, the more I drink, the more talkative I get. It's awesome. Yeah. It was crazy because there was and I don't know how much of Indiana you know of, but there was like this big barn. It was called DC's Country Junction. And I went out there one night, and I don't know what happened, but I just kept drinking and drinking. And then I was outside and talking to like one person. Also, one person turned to 2, and then 4, and then 8, and 12. Eventually, I had this entire circle of like following. And
that was when we were with Josh, right?
Yeah, when we were with our buddies. And as we're sitting there all talking, and people kept listening to me, and I don't remember what I was saying. Like, I wasn't like completely drunk. It was just a long time ago. This girl started talking, which she really shouldn't have, because she was saying a lot of stupid things. And I asked her, I'm like, you really need to stop talking, or else you have to leave the circle. And she told me that, I can't tell her what to do. So I'm like, get out of the circle. And then everybody else started telling her to get out of the circle. So like for a brief moment, I got why Charles Manson did what he did. But
that took a very dark turn I wasn't expecting. Right there at the end.
I don't know. I mean, who else could I have picked?
No, I can. Yeah.
But I'm saying, anyways. But this is. I mean, I enjoy doing this. I mean, I just started doing this because I had like nothing else to do, and I thought this would be something that would be fun. It gives me a chance to talk because Joey's my stepbrother, and we don't get to spend a lot of time together, so it gives me a chance to talk with him at least every week. And Colin, who's been my best friend for over 20 years, It's something we get to do
What?
together. I know, right? Finally. But enough about me because I talk about me all the time.
That's not a lie either. So
No, literally about myself. I am awesome. But
Well,
where
I
can?
mean, I think you are awesome.
Ah, well, thank you. Where can our listeners find you or find information about you?
So they can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Super Kayce cosplay, and Kayce is spelled Kayce. So Instagram and Facebook is the only two social medias I have. Or if anybody's listening who is interested in bringing me out to a show, I've got my Gmail account, kayce.super@gmail.com.
Colin, how do you spell Casey?
how she spelled it.
You better get that right, Colin.
Yeah, well,
He knows.
yes,
Oh, he knows that.
Roasted.
I made the mistake last week, and
Yeah, come to find out if you spell your name wrong, something else pops
yeah.
up.
My name?
If you spell Kayce, different. So
Yeah, if you spell Casey wrong, something else comes up.
Oh no.
Yeah, and
Oh no.
I know, right? And it goes back to that boob model thing all over again.
Oh no.
Yeah. So So if it's all right with you, we're actually going to close out the show real quick. So we kind of just sit tight while we do that. That'd be awesome.
Yep. I'm good.
Perfect. Awesome. So you can kind of see where the magic of our shows, because literally the ending of
I'm
the
ready.
show is
I'm
about
ready for
fun.
this. It better be awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
man.
totally, it sounds totally pre-recorded. Hey Joe.
Yes.
Every Thursday, our fans can catch Geek Cast Joe over here at this freaking show. But where can they find you on Saturday?
On Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, you can find me over at the Geek Cast Live podcast at gcl.ninja. You can also find us on iTunes, Facebook, and Twitter by searching Geek Cast Live.
See, I know you're thinking, Casey. You're thinking that was pre-recorded, but it wasn't. That was him.
Whoa, radio voice right there.
Thank you.
I know, right? I actually want to try to get him onto another podcast that I listen to a lot. It's called I can't remember. It's like Scary Stories or whatever. It's on Podcast One. It's an awesome show, but they're taking applications for people to read horror stories.
Oh, no kidding?
So I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get you on that. I wanted to talk to you about that. Instead of right now, but I wanted to talk to you about that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder: at the end of our show, we're going to promote a Ripley Street song. So sit tight, listen to that. You can find them on Facebook at Ripley Street Music. It's an also local band. They play the northern Indiana area, the Chicago area, and everything. You can find us at thisfreakinshow.com. We have links to our social media sites on Facebook, Twitter, Podbean, Stitcher. You can go to iTunes, listen to all our shows. While you're there, leave us a 5-star rating and give us a review. As always, I am Travesty.
I'm Awkward Colin.
And I'm Geek Cast Joe.
Thank you for listening to another episode of This Freaking Show. I'm out.
Sail away. Sometimes I just wanna sail away. 'Cause the road seems so long. Lord, I'm not strong. Gotta find my way. And then I see your face.